So here I am doing research for an upcoming review on a graphics card, and I was looking at the ranking system on Amazon, and 4 of the top 5 cards looked absolutely fine, and in fact, some of them are really good deals at the moment. But one of these cards in the top 5 just stood out like a sore thumb. This was a graphics card that should not be in the top 5 selling cards, especially at its given price point of $55 US. Now this is the GT710, which was a GPU released in early 2016, making it now well over 3 years old. And the worst thing about this card is it's got horrible performance. In fact, the performance is so bad on this graphics card that it is worse than a Pentium when it comes to using it for its graphics performance. That's right, a dedicated solution for graphics is performing worse than a budget CPU. With that said, let's take a deeper dive into this topic and see what actually is going on. Anyway, looking further into what I believe is a scam, or at least a ranking scam on Amazon, it sort of ties in with the recent video I did on eBay where we had a seller asking over $300 US for a gaming PC that couldn't even play games, well, at least modern games, properly at all. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll put the link up here. But in that comment section, a few of you guys were telling me that you think this guy is ranking the PC up because that PC was the #1 search term when you typed in gaming PC. What was theorized, and I don't have proof of this because I haven't tried it, was that the seller and a other party are simply buying a lot of these PCs in a short period of time and then somehow canceling the purchases, but in that process ranking up their PC or their item to the top. How exactly this works is the seller has their product for sale, they have a lot of stock in quantity, and then they get the third-party seller, in this case we'll call them person Y, and they then buy 500 units at the asking price. That then goes through and pushes this graphics card to the top of the list because so many units are being sold. Person Y then after a few days cancels their order, but in the meantime this product is ranked so high in the listing that the damage has already been done. At least from what I can see and gather and what I hear from you guys in feedbacks and what I read in articles, this is what is going on. So if we now relate this back to our GT710, we can see that something's awfully wrong here. The card, of course, is terrible value, terrible performance, but it's standing out. It's actually, if you type in graphics card, it is coming up on the first page. And now I did test this in a different browser, so it wasn't anything to do with my cookies or cache that's stored in that browser. And believe it or not, yes, it was still showing up on the first page, which I do believe this card is somehow artificially being pumped through the ranking system up to the top. That is done by perhaps a seller and a third party then buying this graphics card in mass and somehow pumping it up the ranking system artificially to where it can deceive people and make them think that they are indeed buying a popular graphics card that is being purchased at a good price when in fact it's just horrible value, period. So now Amazon in the US is the most popular online retailer. In different countries like Australia, for example, eBay is actually the most popular retailer. So somehow getting your items up the top of the ranking system is beneficial for a seller, though doing it in a non-legit way and deceiving people is completely wrong in my opinion, and there should be something done to stop these sellers. And now first of all, there are some people that do comment and make a valid point, and that is if someone is foolish enough to waste their money on something like this, then they deserve to lose their money. And my counter argument to that is that some people don't even know much about tech, but they're getting deceived, and it's that deception that I really dislike. And so by doing videos like these, I want to help people in the tech community, and then they can help other people and make people aware of what is going on. And that is, you shouldn't trust, in this case, the ranking systems, as I believe they're partially broken. And if anything, if you are buying something that you're not familiar with, then comment sections are always a great way to get feedback. I know if you guys ask a comment in this comment section, you'll get an honest reply pretty much instantly from the awesome viewers around here. So for example, I had a university student who wanted to buy a PC off me this morning, and she asked me if the PC would be good for Adobe. And my reply to her was, in my experience, you do want a bit more memory than what this system has for Adobe, so I do recommend going with something better. So I didn't recommend her this PC. But I'm sure there would be some sellers out there that would say, yeah, it's absolutely fine, come and buy this thing, I don't care, I just want the money. And in turn, I believe that's just bad karma. It will come back to bite you sooner or later. But another reason that I do what I do is because I treat others how I want to be treated. So if I went to this university student in the future and she has a profession in XYZ and I ask for advice, I would really appreciate it if I got that honest advice in return. But anyway, moving on from why I hate deception and back to the Amazon ranking system in this case. The GT 710, horrible graphics performance for the money at $55 US. Not only that, if you do want something like this that can go in a single slot, you can then buy something off AliExpress. It'll be much cheaper. You can get a GTX 750 Ti that's shipped to your door for $50 US. Has much better performance, and of course will have more display options than this GT 710. And even then, if you do want this specific graphics card, which I don't even know why you would want it, since the GT 710 will suffer the same problems a lot of the times that a lot of GTX 750s and budget graphics cards will suffer, and that is that they won't work with some of these older OEMs, which I'm sure there would be people out there that would just want to turn a PC into a home theater PC for very cheap. But even then, your $55 is much better spent. If you want to go brand new for a whole PC, you got the Ryzen 2200G, $87, will have literally like 10 times the performance of this GT 710 featured in this video. And there are honestly just so many other options out there. I'll put some links in the description below if you need a budget graphics card solution instead of this ripoff that I'm talking about here. But on the other hand, there is another possibility, and that's where I'm going to ask you guys for your opinion on, could this be legit? I mean, perhaps there is a seller out there like the eBay seller in the previous video that we did that is buying up a whole heap of these PCs in preparation of the next round of eBay gaming PCs with RGB LED lights plastered throughout the build. I'm just not entirely sure of the exact workings, but after seeing the eBay gaming PC and now this GT 710 ranking so high in the system on both eBay and Amazon, I am becoming very skeptical of these sellers and just exactly how they're pushing their products up to the top of the list. Because I refuse to believe that these sellers are getting their product to the top of the list in a non-deceptive, honest way. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit that like button. Also let us know in the comments section below, do you think I'm right on the money in saying that these things are ranking scams, or is something different going on altogether? Love reading your thoughts and opinions as always. But if anything, 2019, I am seeing a few more scams pop up here and there and everywhere. I mean, Greg from Science Studio, a good friend of mine, he did a video on a hype drop scam. I'll put the link in the description for that, where apparently they're selling these boxes and they're marketing all these cool products you can win, but really the chances are you're just gonna get a sticker. I mean, if you guys wanna see me have a go at this and see how much of a joke it is, then I could give it a crack for you guys. With that said, I'll catch you in another tech video very soon. If you want to check us out on social media, get the inside scoop before it even hits YouTube, then I'll put my socials in the description below, like Insta, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll catch you in another tech video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.